Good evening, guys, and happy Sunday to all of your sunshiny faces. Happy 4th of July, guys. So it is actually only 9:30 right now. I think I'm gonna take a shower and probably go to bed. I'm super exhausted. I actually didn't fall asleep last night until late, like 3 o'clock or something like that, and I woke up sort of early around 9 o'clock. I totally even forgot that that was today. Like I cleaned the kitchen, like scrubbed all the walls and the trim and the cabinets not scrubbed them, but just like wiped them down and everything. Yeah, guys. And then there was a lot of cooking and like cleaning, prepping, stuff like that. But it was actually pretty nice because, again, there wasn't a lot that we had to do today, because like all we really made was the stuff yesterday. We made the pasta salad, which was like the box pasta salad. We had store-bought pasta salad, and then also the what was it called? We did the brownie mix and the jello. And so, like I said, there really wasn't that much that we really actually had to make, and we made all of that yesterday. So other than that was just grilling, and my aunt ended up bringing over like homemade like hamburgers that she made. So we just did those for dinner tonight. Then our neighbor, I think I was telling you guys, brought over bratwursts, and we did a couple of those. We still have a few left, and we also, because I wasn't sure, because our neighbor was like, oh, they might be coming over, and so I was like, I don't know, because my aunt said that she made 8 of them in total, and like with everybody, I think we were like just at 8 people maybe, or something like that. And so I was like, I don't want to not have enough food, so we ended up defrosting an extra pack of hamburgers that like we froze from like the deli hamburgers. So we might wind up actually grilling again tomorrow, because I still have that pack of hamburgers, plus we have the other 3 like bratwursts. So like I said, we might wind up doing that, and then just another excuse to sort of use up some of the extra stuff that we have, like the other pasta salads and all that kind of stuff. So it was really good to see both of my aunts. Like I think I was telling you guys, one of them is actually my actual aunt, my grandma's sister, and then the other one is my grandma's sister's best friend that has been a family friend since like before my mom was born, like back when they were in high school. My grandma was younger, so she wasn't like really close like with their group sort of, but like it was always just like very like close, like family, you know, like they knew like our family, we've always known their family sort of thing. And then there's a couple other ladies that they were really good friends with too, but specifically my aunt, which coincidentally they actually both have the same name, so it's funny when you call her aunt so and so, and then you say the exact same thing, and then you don't really know who you're talking to. So yeah, we ended up, like I said, just, you know, inviting them over, and you know, they seem to have had a really good time. We didn't spend too much time outside today because it was sort of warm. It was like 90 degrees or something like that outside, but I took my aunt through a walkthrough of the garden and got her to show her everything and stuff like that. And so yeah, it was just, like I said, a pretty nice day today of just sort of relaxing and getting to enjoy company and food and all that kind of stuff. So there's currently fireworks going off like all around us right now. And the dogs are like not fazed by it at all, but it was like there was like neighbors that were like literally had some that were going off, like loud ones, like just a couple houses away. And that was a little, it was still like light out too, and we weren't, it was like the first of the fireworks to go off, and it was pretty alarming at first. But now it's just sort of like background noise a little bit. So yeah, anyways guys, that was really it today. Like I said, there's just a lot of like my head. I did not get a lot of sleep last night at all. I was up at about 9 o'clock this morning, I think. My dad has off work tomorrow, so we might wind up getting to some things, but again, it was just sort of a nice, sort of relaxing, fun time. You know, got to use all of our decorations and set everything up outside, and you know, we sat out there for a while and got to converse, and then, you know, like I said, we were inside for a while too, and you know, all that fun stuff. It was really a nice time, but I realized, guys, how small, even with just having like 2 extra people over, sort of how small our house is. Like like, you can't, we put all the food out on the kitchen table, and then, you know, everybody's like serving themselves, and like, you can't pass by the other person. Like, there's not enough room for like everybody to like be walking around in the kitchen at once. And I was like, that's why we can't like host any like indoor sort of like large family gathering sort of things where we can't spread out to outside as well, which is, you know, sort of the tough thing. But like I said, it was just, you know, my, you know, other two aunts really that were here, and I was like, we like can't even, and it was just for like the actual like, you know, getting food portion of the evening, and like, you know, like I said, it was just sort of like, it was hard. There was like no room to like put anything either. There was like things all over the place, and I was like, oh my gosh, we don't have enough counter space. And again, it was only feeding 2 extra people, but like, that's why I was like, oh, maybe we could host like a Thanksgiving or something like that. But I quickly realized, like, with just 2 people, and like, you know, and like, they weren't even like, I actually got everything, you know, like set everything out. Like, my mom was still like sort of entertaining and, you know, talking with them and stuff like that. And so I was like, all I have to do literally, since everything was already made, I just had to actually boil the corn, and that was actually it. And so the what was I gonna say? That was the only thing I actually had to make today, and everything else I just sort of got out and like put in serving bowls, or, you know, took the Tupperware lids off and stuff and things like that. And so I, you know, like, I didn't have to serve anything, so I was like, I'll just go ahead and, you know, do all that. My dad was grilling outside, you know, so I just got all that stuff out of the, you know, the kitchen, and all the condiments, stuff like that. And you know, so it wasn't even like we were like, everybody's trying to cook in the kitchen at once. Like, if that was the case, it'd be absolutely impossible. Like, you wouldn't be able to like move in the kitchen. That's why our house is so small. Like, we can't even, you know, like host, you know, unless it is like a, you know, party where we can spread out, you know, if we invite a lot of people, or we can spread out and do things like sort of outside and stuff like that. Because if not, there's like not enough room to be able to do that. Like, we all ended up eating actually in the living room, so that was okay. But again, it's, you know, there's not enough room for like cooking food in the living or in the kitchen, you know, and even serving food in the kitchen. Like, I had all the counter space all taken up with stuff, and it was, you know, yeah. So anyways, guys, I am going to actually probably take a shower and go to bed, because I am just pooped, and it's almost, you know, almost 10 o'clock, so it's not like I'm, you know, like it's not like I am going to bed super early, but I'm probably just gonna honestly like just watch something, because I'm super tired right now. So yeah, guys, anyways, I will see you guys all in tomorrow's vlog. It was so nice though to actually be able to have company over for the first time. And again, like, the last, you know, thing that we sort of celebrated was Father's Day. Not this last Father's Day, not the Father's Day before that, because we were locked down, but the previous Father's Day. So 3 Father's Days ago, or like 2 years pretty much, was the last time we had it, you know, like more than like 1 or 2 people over at a time. And even still, it was really only just 2 people, but it was actually more of a party, you know, sense sort of thing. And so you know, again, you know, it was just so refreshing and nice to be able to do that on an actual like sort of holiday. So anyways, guys, the dogs were absolute nightmares though, because they just, every little thing, somebody would like cough and they'd stink and start like barking, and I was like, oh my gosh. They were like upstairs, but it was hot upstairs, and so we put them in my mom and dad's room, and like they wouldn't be quiet. And like, I tried to put their old bark collars on them, and nothing was helping. And like, Bliss was actually just sleeping at one point. She was totally chill. Bravo was fine, except for if I brought Charlie out. Charlie was actually okay with everybody in the house, but then Bravo would start barking, because he's all by himself, like, even though he was with Bliss. And then sometimes Bliss would whine. When they were all 3 of them together, Charlie was the only one making noise, but he was so noisy, and the other ones were just sort of whining, but it was a little bothersome. Like, you could just hear like the ambience of like whining of the dog in the background. But you know, now they're all tuckered out and exhausted, and so am I from hearing it all day. And so yeah, guys, I like don't know what to do. Like, we have to go and get new bark collars for them, because they're just like crazy, and don't know how to be quiet, and we have nowhere else to like put them that can keep them quiet either. Like, I remember our old dog, like, people would be over all the time, we just lock him up in like a room or something like that, and he was totally fine and quiet. These animals, they like cannot be separated from us. It's ridiculous. Bliss, I feel like she'd actually be okay just by herself, but because there's other dogs and like she knows that they'd be getting treatment that she's not and stuff like that, that's why she gets sort of like freaked out. But if she was our only dog and we locked her away, like if we had her out with the company was over, she'd probably be okay, except for food related stuff. Like she'd probably want to go after people's food, whereas like the puppies don't really care so much about it. Like they won't specifically go after it. It's sort of funny. I have to tell you guys at some point about all their different personalities and stuff like that, but yeah. So anyways, Bliss would, I think if she was our only dog, she would be okay just by herself if we, you know, locked her up when company was over or whatever. But it's like all three of them they're so noisy. And that was the most bothersome thing possible about today, was about the dogs. Just like, I was like, we can't have company over apparently because they just whine and cry and complain the entire time. Like somebody has to be sitting with them in the room. So that means you're uninvolved from the party or whatever is going on, because you have to be keeping them quiet the entire time. And like if they're with you, well, like one other person, then they're cool. Like everything's okay, it's fine and all that kind of stuff. But if they're not, then they're not okay with the situation. So anyways, guys, I will see you all in tomorrow's vlog. If you guys did enjoy today's, make sure you guys give it a thumbs up. If you guys aren't new, we'd love it if you'd subscribe.